begin this hour with Puerto Rico's demand for change and the fallout today after police fired tear gas at demonstrators overnight. Carolina Rosario has been in Puerto Rico for over a week covering the growing demonstrations. She has the latest from San Juan. Carolina.
Hi, good afternoon. We are in San Juan, Puerto Rico. We just spoke to the person in charge of the police department regarding the incident that happened yesterday. Right, keep you posted. Now back to you.
Thank you for that report, Carolina Rosario from San Juan. And now the Rosselló scandal has exposed the problems on the island. Those issues have been made worse by the complicated relationship between the territory and Washington. And here to talk about the future of Puerto Rico is Francis Negron Montenegro. The administration is taking new steps in its efforts to stem the flow of immigrants currently crossing the border. Starting today, a new policy will widen the scope of people eligible for a fast-track deportation. Lorraine Casares explains.
Here in the U.S. will from now on need to carry with them proof at all times that they've been in the country for at least 2 years. If not, they will end up in jail and could be exposed to quick deportation. Experts warn that this new policy will basically do more to install fear than actually alter the deportation process, because those detained under the new procedure can claim asylum and thus continue to stay here as their case is heard. Carolina, back to you.
Thank you, Lorraine, for that report. And now officials in Tucson, Arizona have approved a controversial new plan. Immigrant families waiting for a court date will be moved to an unused section of a juvenile detention center. Dulce Mascareño has the latest.
Of supervisors, it will be the federal government, the one providing the money to renovate and to run this facility to host migrants. I'm Dulce Mascareño, Unews.
Neighbors in Tennessee fighting back against immigration officers who came to arrest a father and son. The neighbors even formed a human chain to allow the two to get inside their home and escape. Jorge Hernandez has the details. Here to talk about what happened is Camila Herrera. She's the service. And welcome back to Unews. Tomorrow, former special counsel Robert Mueller is set to testify before members of Congress about his investigation into Russian interference. Some Republicans and experts say Republicans and Democrats will end up frustrated after the hearing. Mueller has said he has no intention to go beyond the report he already presented. Andrea Linares has more.
Trump allies tell Democrats and the public that it's simply time to move on, but Carolina, Democrats are confident that Mueller's testimony tomorrow could actually help Americans better understand the findings from his report. We will wait and see what happens.
Thank you, Andrea, for that report. And now, a big next year's elections, but there might be more challenges ahead. On Capitol Hill, today could be the day the 9/11 Victim Compensation Fund is finally approved by the Senate. First, new details in the case of a young couple killed in Canada. Police are trying to figure out if there's a connection to the death of another man hundreds of miles away. Rafael Rodriguez has more. And coming up, a new post. The New York Taxi Drivers Union is calling for justice after a cab driver was attacked in Brooklyn. The driver says he is lucky to be alive. And the teens accusing that beating, they were caught, but police let them go. Blanca Rosa Vilches has more. Drivers is calling what happened a hate crime because Rangel is Hispanic and the teens involved are African American. And now in Iowa, remain facing highway rescue. Caught on camera outside Chicago. Drivers rushing to save a man after his pickup truck flipped over on the highway. Now we are hearing from that driver. Paula Byron has more. Up next, the crisis in Venezuela, another. Welcome back to Unews. More than half of Venezuela's 23 states lost power, and Mexican drug lord Joaquin El Chapo Guzman. In 2014, Mexico's then Secretary of Interior Miguel Ángel Osorio said that no U.S. security agency participated in the capture of El Chapo, but this July, DEA agent Victor Vázquez testified during the trial, and he admitted that he helped arrest Guzman. Gianni Apuente has those images. Up next, we'll introduce you to a woman. Welcome back to Unews. Now, New York has become the first state to ban the clawing of cats statewide. Governor is known as the goddess of moles and has been cooking at some of the best Mexican restaurants in California. Now, Rocio Camacho has proof of her success. She has earned a Michelin star. Josie Garcia has more. What a great story. Congratulations to Rocio. When we come... Welcome back to Unews. Puerto Rican celebrities are joining hundreds of thousands of protesters demanding the resignation of the governor, Ricardo Rosselló. Miriam Arias is here with an update. Miriam, I understand singer Ricky Martin has been getting a lot of attention for that.
Thank you for having me, Caro. And yes, he has. So, of course, we've seen a number of celebrities leading this charge, these protests, since they first began. Residente, Bad Bunny, Lin-Manuel, and Ricky Martin. But one image stands out today, and that is Ricky Martin waving his paws. Actually, Ricky Martin, just a few moments ago, posted a video with a direct message to Rosselló, telling him he needed to sit down with reporters in Puerto Rico to answer the many questions that the people have for him. And also one more person who is adding into the conversation, Mark Anthony. He published a picture on Instagram with the Puerto Rican flag, saying that the people's bravery moved him. So we're seeing a lot of social media comments regarding this.
Now 11 days of demonstrations in Puerto Rico, but now that I have you here, I want to ask you about Jennifer Lopez. She's also making pretty big headlines this week.
That's right, and happy birthday to her.
Very happy birthday to Jennifer Lopez, who I'm sure is watching Unews.
Yeah, we can be invited to the party.
Thank you, Miriam.
Thank you.